Apple's iPhone development roadmap stretches several years into the future, and the corporation is continually working with suppliers on several subsequent iPhone models simultaneously, which is why we occasionally hear rumored feature leaks so far ahead of launch. The iPhone 17 series is no different. Already, we have some sense of what to expect from Apple's 2025 smartphone lineup. If you want to forego the iPhone 16, or if you're just plain interested about what's on the horizon, here are 13 speculated innovations that we are anticipating to come in time for its replacement, the iPhone 17 series, which is scheduled to be introduced in September 2025. 1. iPhone 17 Air. Apple plans to offer an all-new iPhone 17 model with a significantly thinner design, writes the information. The smartphone, which might be called iPhone 17 Air, would supposedly include a major redesign that could feature a single rear camera situated at the top center of the handset, along with a narrower dynamic island, according to Apple analyst Ming-Chi Kuo. However, one report indicates the battery would be roughly 6mm thick, hinting that the gadget itself may be bigger than this. Apple's thinnest ever iPhone was the iPhone 6 at 6.9mm, meaning that the iPhone 17 Air may not be much thinner than the 2014 flagship. The gadget is reported to have a 6.5-inch display size and may replace the iPhone 17 Plus model. However, this is unverified. Other potential features include an aluminum body, an A19 CPU, an Apple-designed 5G modem, and a better front camera. 2. New all-aluminum design. Apple is apparently intending to bring all its smartphones back to aluminum with the iPhone 17 series. The two premium iPhone 17 Pro models will signal the return of metal frames to high-end iPhones for the first time since Apple began distinguishing between Pro and non-Pro models. In recent years, aluminum frames have been reserved for lower-end handsets like the iPhone SE and iPhone 16, while premium models had stainless steel frames until the iPhone 15 Pro, which debuted a titanium chassis as a substantial upgrade. This shift in materials for the iPhone 17 lineup implies a cohesive strategy, with aluminum frames poised to return throughout the whole device range. 3. Rectangular camera bump. Next year's iPhone 17 Pro versions will reportedly include a dramatic overhaul, notably concentrating around modifications to the rear camera module. The smartphones are said to sport a revolutionary rear design mixing aluminum and glass. The upper half of the back will be aluminum, integrating a rectangular camera bump, built from aluminum instead of the typical 3D glass. The bottom half will stay glass to permit wireless charging. While Apple has employed a glass back since the iPhone 8 and iPhone X in 2017, older iPhone models, except the iPhone 3G, iPhone 3GS, and iPhone 5C, had aluminum rears. Additionally, the aluminum camera bulge on the iPhone 17 Pro will reportedly be larger than in prior generations, according to the information. 4. New display sizes. This year's iPhone 16 Pro and iPhone 16 Pro Max have greater display sizes, moving from 6.12 and 6.69 inches to 6.27 and 6.86 inches, respectively. For 2025, Apple is also predicted to bring the larger 6.27-inch display size to its normal iPhone model, while the corresponding iPhone 17 Plus variant, provisionally termed iPhone 17 Air, could adopt altogether new display dimensions. 5. 120 Hz promotion, always on display. Apple aims to add promotion to all iPhone models in 2025, allowing all models to ramp up to a 120 Hz refresh rate for smoother scrolling and video content when appropriate. Previously, only Pro models in Apple's iPhone series have possessed the functionality. Notably, ProMotion would also enable the display on the iPhone 17 and iPhone 17 Air to ramp down to a more power-efficient refresh rate as low as 1 Hz, enabling for an always-on display that can show the lock screen's clock, widgets, alerts, and wallpaper even when the device is locked. 6. Apple-designed Wi-Fi 7 chip. Apple's premium 2025 models are expected to be outfitted with an Apple-designed Wi-Fi 7 chip for the first time. Wi-Fi 7 capability would allow the Pro versions to send and receive data over the 2.4 GHz, 5 GHz, and 6 GHz bands simultaneously with a certified router, resulting in higher Wi-Fi speeds, lower latency, and more dependable connectivity. The Wi-Fi chip would also allow Apple to further lessen its dependence on external suppliers like Broadcom, which presently supplies Apple with a combined Wi-Fi and Bluetooth chip for iPhones. 7. 48 megapixels telephoto lens. An enhanced 48 megapixels telephoto lens on Apple's largest premium iPhone is believed to be geared for usage with Apple's Vision Pro headset. That would make 2025's Pro Max the first iPhone to have a back camera system consisting solely of 48 megapixel lenses, making it capable of capturing even more visual information. 8. 24 megapixels selfie camera. The iPhone 17 range will include a 24 megapixel front-facing camera with a 6-element lens, according to one report. The iPhone 14 and 15 include a 12 megapixel front-facing camera with 5 polycarbonate lens components, while this year's iPhone 16 series features the same technology. The enhanced resolution to 24 megapixels on the iPhone 17 will help images to maintain their quality even when cropped or zoomed in, while the larger number of pixels will capture finer details. The update to a 6-element lens should also significantly increase image quality. 9. Scratch-resistant anti-reflective display. The iPhone 17 will feature an anti-reflective display that is more scratch-resistant than Apple's ceramic shield found on iPhone 15 models, according to one rumor, although the new iPhone 16 Pro models do have the latest generation ceramic shield, which has an advanced formulation that is 2x tougher than glass on any other smartphone. The exterior glass on the iPhone 17 is rumored to have a super hard anti-reflective layer that is more scratch-resistant. It's not clear whether Apple is aiming to adopt the Gorilla Glass armor that Samsung employs in its Galaxy S24 Ultra, but the description of Corning's latest technology matches the claim. 10. More memory. At least one model in Apple's iPhone 17 lineup will come with 12 gigs. Jeff Pu of investment firm Haitong has claimed that both Pro versions will arrive with the raised RAM, while Apple analyst Ming-Chi Kuo believes that the iPhone 17 Pro Max will include 12 gigs. In contrast, another reputable source has indicated that all iPhone 17 models would have 12 gigs of RAM. For comparison, the normal iPhone 15 and iPhone 15 Plus have 6 gigs of RAM, and the iPhone 15 Pro versions have 8 gigs of RAM, while all iPhone 16 models have 8 gigs of RAM. Any such increase would allow for enhanced multitasking on the iPhone, as well as provide additional resources for Apple Intelligence functions that require large language models to be resident in memory. 11. Smaller dynamic island. Apple's highest-end 2025 iPhone will include a substantially narrower dynamic island, thanks to the device's adoption of a smaller metal lens for the Face ID system, reports Haitong's Jeff Pu. While a typical iPhone camera features curved lenses that channel light towards the picture sensor, a metal lens is a thin and flat lens with minute patterns etched onto it that can focus light more precisely. Assuming this results in a narrowed dynamic island, it would be the first time that Apple has adjusted the function since it debuted on the iPhone 14 Pro in 2022. 12. A 19 processor. Apple regularly improves iPhones with faster and more efficient chip technologies each year. While we are not expecting the iPhone 17 series to feature TSMC next-generation 2nm semiconductors, Apple's A19 chip technology is anticipated to be constructed on an improved 3nm process. The iPhone 17 Pro and iPhone 17 Pro Max are believed to contain an A19 Pro chip, while the iPhone 17 and the iPhone 17 Air could have the normal A19 chip. TSMC is working on its N3P process, with mass production slated to commence in late 2024, so that's the chip technology that we're assuming Apple will employ for the iPhone 17 series. Compared to earlier versions of 3nm chips, the N3P chips offer increased performance efficiency and increased transistor density. 13. Custom Wi-Fi and Bluetooth chip. Apple is switching over to a new Bluetooth and Wi-Fi chip that it built in-house starting in 2025. The combined Bluetooth and Wi-Fi chip will replace iPhone components from Broadcom, allowing Apple to minimize its reliance on the company. Apple's Bluetooth and Wi-Fi chip is unique from the 5G modem chip that Apple is also building, but eventually, Apple hopes to integrate them into a single component. The ultimate goal is to build a wireless arrangement where the components are tightly integrated and more energy efficient, allowing Apple to cut down on the battery use of cellular, Wi-Fi, and Bluetooth technologies. Apple will also be able to produce slimmer smartphones and new wearable technology with the custom processors that it is creating. Another little element that could help the iPhone 17 Air stand out as the worthier option is how it might end up receiving a smaller cutout for its dynamic island. Apple has scaled down the size of its dynamic island ever since its debut with the iPhone 14 Pro and 14 Pro Max, but the next significant adjustment might happen with the iPhone 17 Air, which would be an extra delight. In its current incarnation on the iPhone 16 Pro, the dynamic island cutout still covers a fair amount of area toward the top of the display. Perhaps the sections for the selfie camera and pill-shaped cutout could occupy less space with the iPhone 17 Air, resulting in a more seamless appearing display when the dynamic island isn't actively functioning. Either way, it's anticipated to be smaller anyway. Since it's slated to debut alongside the other new iPhones in September 2025, the iPhone 17 Air would certainly benefit from having the newer A19 chip. Despite using the same 3nm manufacturing process as the present A18 Pro in the iPhone 16 Pro, this new A19 that's intended for the iPhone 17 Air would more than likely still offer considerable performance increases, even if they're minor. While benchmark test scores should improve, what will be more fascinating for the A19 is how much more power efficient it will be. That's because we saw the iPhone 16 Pro attain longer battery times than its predecessor. There haven't been a lot of details about the battery in the 17 Air, except for how Apple is looking into a new type of glue to hold the batteries of its phones in place. We expect that it'll have a smaller capacity battery, so it's going to really fall down on the power efficiency of the A19 chip. So, let us know thought in the comments section. Then we'll see you in the next one. See you tomorrow. Peace out.